What is up there everyone, it's the Gardener Gamertag here, and today I wanted to talk about whether Black Ops 3 is a much more tactical game than previous Call of Duties, and whether it's made Call of Duty a tactical shooter once more. Now, the gameplay in the background is actually something that completely surprises me because it's a gameplay on Redwood. I never do well on Redwood because I play like an arsehole in this map. I keep running and keep dying because of it. However, in this particular game I was using the Gorgon because in the previous game I'd had an amazing game with the Spraymaker and the Gorgon where I'd picked up someone else's Gorgon and it had just gone absolutely to town. So I decided to use it for myself in this match. And actually I had a funny moment at the start. I never realised that even with a light machine gun, if you're in the water you can strafe ridiculously fast. I was just being a Gorgon shark and I found I was quite fun, but I had to move away because I thought, you know what, they're gonna come and find me. But in this match, I was pre-aiming corners and I was trying to keep my distance from the enemy. And that allowed me to do as well as I did. It's not the greatest score that's ever going to grace YouTube and everyone's presence, but it is a pretty decent game in my opinion. I had a lot of fun playing this and I was surprised at how well I did because I thought a light machine gun, normally I get a bit impatient and I'll start sprinting and then I'll sprint straight into someone's fire or run into a close quarters gunfight which I can't win. Now I also had a weird class setup in that I had the gravity spikes on. Now the reason I wanted to use this was just because it's kind of funny little panic specialist, but you can also use it to clear out buildings, and it kind of worked to my advantage, although I did get absolutely shut down by one person. I was trying to use it on them and they just insta-melted me, which was really disappointing because I did it twice in the game, and I was just like, how did that even happen? They melted me completely. But the reason why I'm saying Black Ops 3 may be a much more tactical game is because the fact that the weapons require different specialities. I was a bit of a fool with this game. I was never mixing up my weapons, and as far as I was concerned, all the weapons did the same thing. However, you can't do the same tactics with different weapons. The HVK-30, for example, is a weapon that I like to rush with. I use it with a suppressor and a quick draw, and I almost treat it like a submachine gun because it has decent hip fire and a pretty high fire rate for an assault rifle. But if I was to do that with a Man of War, I would get absolutely shredded because it doesn't do that. Yeah, you can get a couple of hipfire kills, but it's not consistent. You really need to be staying at that medium and longer range engagements and tap firing it, because that is the way that I personally have found it's best used. And with the Gorgon, I just needed to keep my distance because it kills in 2 shots across the map. So as long as I keep my distance, I will always have the advantage, and that was what the case was in this game. And I like that in a game. I like, a lot of people aren't keen on the fact that they say this game is a really heavy left trigger game that you've got to be aiming, but I kind of like that. You don't have to play absolutely crazy to do well. If you're playing smart and you're taking cover and you're aiming around corners to check that there's no one there, you are going to do well and you have a chance to do well. You don't have to be able to just run in all guns blazing and hit fire everyone, because I don't want to do that every game, and I do enjoy that slight tactical nature. Unfortunately, the game doesn't quite do that as well in objective modes, mainly because there's a slightly selfish aspect to the community. I'm not trying to bag on the community, but it's a simple case of every action you do, even if it's capturing objective, it's always to help yourself. It's always, I'm capturing this flag because I will get my streaks quicker. It's like, it's never a case of, yes, we won the game. It's usually, yes, my team won and I got top of the scoreboard. There's always this I and me kind of attitude with Call of Duty, which is something I'm not too keen on. It's why I've stayed away from objective game modes. But in TDM, I like the fact that it's a little bit more tactical, because TDM is essentially free-for-all with teammates. You basically, every man for himself, the person who gets the most kills gets at the top of the scoreboard, but the team that played best overall wins. That's essentially how the game mode works. But it is slightly tactical in that you do have to play to your weapon's strengths, and you do need to know how to use cover and use the movement, and I personally do really enjoy that. I like the little change of pace for Call of Duty, because Advanced Warfare was basically whoever could bunny hop and scuff jump the best was going to win. In Ghost it was kind of whoever could sit in a corner with a thermal M27 was going to win, and Black Ops 2 it was usually a mixture of whoever had the God connection was usually going to win, and whoever plays Nuketown everyone loses. And in Black Ops 3 I like the fact that it's got a bit of variety in that you can actually play tactically in the game, and I personally enjoy this. I want to see what you guys all think, because it might just be me. I've kind of shifted to wanting more tactical gameplay. I like playing Rainbow Six. I've gone back to playing Battlefield a lot more. I play Battlefront, but that's more of just a random casual game that I have fun on, but I do like the more tactical gameplay in those games. But does it suit Call of Duty? It definitely suits me, but is it suiting the fan base? I do hope you've enjoyed this video. This has been the Gardener Gamertag, and I'll see you on another video.